The System of Higher Dimensions. Chapter 1. The Boy Chosen by the System. Rain covered the city like a dark curtain. People rushed through the streets in fear. Sirens echoed endlessly in the distance, while smoke rose into the sky. And far above the clouds, the heavens cracked open. A massive crimson fracture spread across the sky as if reality itself had been torn apart. Then something emerged from the rift. Something inhuman. The moment it descended, the entire street shook violently. Buildings trembled, windows shattered, and panic consumed the city. "Kai, move!" A woman grabbed a teenage boy by the arm and pulled him through the crowded streets. Kai Hunter, 17 years old, black hair, blue eyes, and absolutely no idea why the world was ending. "Mom, what is that thing?" "I don't know." Another explosion thundered nearby. A bus skidded across the road before crashing into a building. Smoke filled the air. People screamed. Some prayed. Others simply froze in fear. Then everything became quiet because something landed behind them. Thud. The creature slowly stood from the crater it created. Dark armor-like skin covered its massive body. Its glowing crimson eyes scanned the street before locking onto Kai. A cold chill ran down his spine. The monster smiled. "Kai," his mother whispered fearfully. The creature moved instantly. Too fast. His mother pushed him backward, and the monster's attack struck her instead. Time stopped. Kai fell onto the wet pavement as his mother collapsed beside him. Rain mixed with tears he didn't even realize were falling. "Mom?" Her trembling hand touched his face one last time. "Run." Then silence. Kai's breathing became uneven. His mind refused to accept reality. The monster slowly approached him. Step, step, step. Its heavy footsteps echoed through the ruined street. Kai tried to stand, but fear chained his body in place. The creature raised its claw, and suddenly A glowing blue screen appeared before Kai's eyes. System initializing. Kai froze. What? The screen flickered strangely before stabilizing. User detected name. Kai Hunter status. Unawakened status. Unstable status. Alone. The monster roared and lunged forward. Emergency quest generated survive for 60 seconds. Reward. Survival failure. Death. Kai barely rolled away as the street exploded beneath the creature's strike. Pain shot through his shoulder. Dust filled the air. The voice spoke again. Cold, calm, almost inhuman. Stand up. Kai gritted his teeth. I can't. Then perish. Kai's eyes widened. What kind of system says that? One that wants you alive. The creature charged again. Kai forced himself to move. He sprinted through the ruined street while debris crashed around him. 50 seconds remaining. His breathing grew heavier. 40 seconds. The monster was catching up. 30 seconds. Kai stumbled near a destroyed vehicle. The creature raised its arm again. Kai stared directly into its glowing eyes, and for the first time in his life, he truly understood fear. Then the screen changed. Bonus objective generated eliminate the rift creature. Kai almost laughed. You've lost your mind. Perhaps. A black dagger materialized in his hand. Dark energy flowed around its blade. The moment Kai grabbed it, something inside him changed. The system spoke once more. Suffering creates growth. Loss creates strength. Survive and surpass despair. The creature attacked. Kai moved on instinct. Its strike grazed his side as he slid underneath it. Then he drove the dagger upward. The blade pierced the creature's eye. The monster released a deafening roar. Kai held on tightly, even as he was thrown across the street, even as pain burned through his body. He refused to let go. Again, 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 until finally the creature stopped moving. Silence returned. Rain continued falling softly across the ruined city. Kai collapsed beside the monster, breathing heavily. Then the blue screen appeared once more. Quest complete, level up. Title acquired. The one abandoned by fate. Kai stared silently at the floating words. His hands trembled. Who are you? For a brief moment, nothing answered. Then the voice finally spoke. I am the system that will guide you beyond suffering, far above the city. Another rift slowly opened in the sky, and somewhere beyond dimensions unseen by humanity, someone was watching him carefully.
The System of Higher Dimension, Chapter 2. The First Quest. The rain had finally stopped, but New Heaven no longer felt alive. Smoke drifted through the broken streets, burned vehicles lined the roads, and silence spread across the city like a disease. 3 days had passed since sky shattered. 3 days since monsters began appearing from the rifts. 3 days since Sky Hunter lost everything. Kai walked slowly through an abandoned streets with his black dagger hanging at his side. His body ached from the battle before, but somehow he felt stronger, faster and sharper. The system had not disappeared since that night. It watched him constantly, waiting, testing, then suddenly a blue screen appeared before him. System. New quest generated. Enter the lower rift. Clear conditions. Survive. Time limit 1 hour. Kai frowned immediately. Lower lift? A glowing marker appeared in the distance, only a few streets away. Kai sighed. You really don't believe in rest, do you? System. Weakness grows during comfort. Kai, you definitely enjoy this. No response came. Kai clicked his tongue and continued walking. As he moved deeper into the city, signs of collapse became clearer. Stores had been looted, roads were destroyed, people stared at each other with fear instead of trust. Humanity was changing fast. Suddenly, a scream echoed nearby. Kai immediately turned towards the sound. Inside a destroyed convenience store, 3 men had cornered a young girl. Please, I don't have anything left, the girl said. One of the men grabbed her backpack aggressively. Then, why protect it so much? Another laughed. Maybe she's hiding food. Kai stared silently. Honestly, he wanted to ignore it. He already had enough problems. But then, system. Optional quest generated. Save the girl. Reward unknown. Kai almost ground. You make quests for everything. System. Human choices shape evolution. Kai. That still doesn't explain anything. The man finally noticed him standing outside. The tallest man among the group stepped forward. You got a problem? Kai stayed calm. Leave her alone. The man laughed loudly. And if we don't? Kai sighed softly. Wrong answer. The first man rushed towards him with a metal pipe. Kai moved instinctively. The world around him suddenly felt slower. He stopped aside and struck the man in the stomach. The attacker collapsed instantly. The other two froze. By seeing Kai's power, the other two froze in fear. Kai's blue eyes locked onto them coldly. Next, fear immediately appeared on their faces. Without another word, they ran. The girl stared at Kai in shock. Silver hair, blue-gray eyes, around his age. Thank you. Kai nodded slightly. No problem. The girl hesitated before speaking again. My name is CL. Kai blinked slightly. Something about her presence felt strangely calm. Kai, for a brief moment, everything felt normal again. Then the ground shook violently. Boom! Both of them froze. Dark energy twisted through the air nearby. Space itself began cracking apart. A rift was opening. CL's expression immediately turned pale. No way. A black fracture expanded rapidly. Then something stepped out. A massive creature covered in dark armor like skin. Glowing crimson eyes scanned the streets. Its roar shattered nearby windows instantly. People screamed and ran in panic. Kai's heartbeat accelerated. The pressure coming from the monster was overwhelming. Then the system appeared again. Quest updated. Eliminate the Rift Hound. Failure condition. CL Astra dies. Kai eyes narrowed. Why specifically her? No answer. The Rift Hound suddenly charged forward. Fast. Kai immediately pushed CL away as the creature smashed through the streets where they stood. Concrete exploded everywhere, dust filled the air. The monster attacked again without stopping. Kai barely blocked the claws with his dagger. The impact launched him backward through nearby wall. Pain shot through his arms, strong, way stronger than creature from before. The rift hound slowly walked towards him. Its glowing eyes remained fixed on Kai alone, almost intelligently. System warning: user survival chance 12%. Kai smirked weakly. 12%? System better than before. The monster laughed again. Kai dodged narrowly and slashed across its side. Sparks flew from its armor, not enough. The creature swung its tail violently. Boom! Kai crashed through a destroyed vehicle. Ciel ran towards him immediately. Kai, I am fine. He definitely was not fine. The rift hound entered the street slowly, confident, predatory, like it already knew the outcome. Then the system spoke again, but this time its voice sounded different, quieter, almost serious. System, Kai, do not lose here. Kai froze for half a second. The tone, it sounded human. The rift hound roared and charged once more. Kai tightened his grip on the dagger. The blue light slowly flowed through his eyes. His heartbeat slowed. Fear disappeared. Only focus remained. The world around him became clearer than ever before. The system window flickered violently. System, skill awakened, void step. Suddenly Kai vanished, the monster froze. A second later, Kai appeared above it. Slash. A deep cut tore across the creature's body. The rift hound roared furiously and released a wave of dark energy. The streets exploded apart. Kai grabbed Ciel and jumped backwards just in time. Dust and debris filled the sky. Ciel stared at him in shock. You teleported? Kai looked at his own hands silently. Even he didn't fully understand what just happened. The monster slowly stood again, still alive, still smiling. Then its chest suddenly split open. revealing dozens of glowing red eyes hidden inside. Ciel stepped backward fearfully. What is that thing? The creature screamed, and every nearby streetlights exploded instantly. Kai's instincts screamed danger. The system suddenly flashed red. System warning, higher entity detected. Immediate retreat recommended. Kai's eyes widened silently. Retreat? For the first time since meeting the system, it sounded afraid. And somewhere beyond reality itself, someone watched silently from the darkness, smiling. The System of Higher Dimensions, Chapter 3. The Voice Beyond the System. The street had become a battlefield. Smoke drifted through the shattered buildings. Streetlights flickered weakly, and in the middle of the destruction, the Rift Hound stood motionless, watching Kai. It dozens of glowing eyes pulsed beneath the cracks in its armor like skin. Ciel slowly stepped backward. What is that thing? Kai didn't answer, because honestly he didn't know either. The creature felt different from others, smarter, more aware, almost as if it understood them. Then the system windows flashed violently. System warning, higher entity detected. Threat level unknown. Kai frowned immediately. Unknown? The system had always calculated everything instantly. Survival rates, enemy strength, quest difficulty, but this time it couldn't. The Rift Hound suddenly tilted its head towards Sky and smiled. A cold chill ran through his body. Then the monster spoke. Found you. Ciel's eyes widened in horror. It can talk? The creature took another step. The ground cracked beneath its weight. Kai tightened its grip on the black dagger. Every instinct in his body screamed danger. The Rift Hound pointed directly at him, the one chosen. Kai's heartbeat accelerated. Chosen by what? The creature's glowing eyes suddenly darkened. The Watcher. Before Kai could react, boom! The monster disappeared. Fast. Too fast to follow. Kai barely activated Void Step in time. The Rift Hound's claw tore through the building behind him instead. The entire structure collapsed instantly. Dust exploded into the air. Ciel screamed, as debris rained around them. Kai grabbed her arm and pulled her away seconds before concrete pillar crashed down. The monster attacked again, immediately. No pause, no hesitation. Kai blocked its claw with his dagger. Sparks exploded between them. The pressure forced Kai backward, across the road. His arms trembled violently. Strong, far too strong. Then suddenly, the rift hound stopped moving. Its glowing eyes shifted upward towards the sky. Fear appeared on its face. Fear? Kai noticed it instantly. Something above them had changed. The air itself became heavy, silent, cold. Even the monster stepped backward. Then the system spoke again. But this time its voice sounded distorted, almost unstable. Do not look up. Kai froze. What? Do not look up. The warning repeated louder. Ciel slowly raised her head anyway, and her face turned pale instantly. Kai looked up. The sky above New Haven had split apart again, but the rift was different, massive, endless. Darkness poured from it like a ocean, and deep within rift, something was staring back. Not monster, not a creature, something far beyond human understanding. Kai breathing became uneven. Just looking at it made his mind feel heavy. The rift hound suddenly dropped to its knees, trembling. The watcher. Then the creature exploded into black particles instantly. Gone. Silence covered the city. Kai stood frozen beneath the massive rift. The system windows around him flickered uncontrollably. Error message filled his vision. Error, error, error. Contact detected. Kai grabbed his head in pain. Voices echoed inside his mind. Whispers, thousands of whispers, watching, waiting. Then everything suddenly became quiet. A new window appeared slowly before him, different from others. Black instead of blue. Congratulations. The audience has taken interest in you. Kai's eyes narrowed. Audience? The system immediately erased the message. Ignored that. Kai froze. What? For this first time. The system sounded nervous. Then another message appeared. And this time it wasn't from system. Survive, entertain us, grow stronger. Kai stared silently at the floating words. A strange feeling settled deep inside him. like someone was watching every movement, every emotion, every moment of pain. Then the message vanished. The normal blue screen returned. New quest generated, become stronger. Kai almost laughed in disbelief. That's the quest? System, yes. You are joking. System, no. Because from this moment onward, stronger enemies will begin searching for you. CL slowly walked beside him. What was all that? Kai looked towards the dark rift still hanging above the city, then quietly answered, I think something noticed me. Far beyond reality itself, inside an endless white void, a shadowed figure watching Kai silently, and for the first time in countless years, it smiled. The System of Higher Dimension, Chapter 4, The Lower Rift. The massive rift still hovered above New Heaven, like wound in sky. Dark clouds spiraled around it endlessly. Kai couldn't stop staring at it. The feeling from earlier lingered deep inside him. That presence, that thing watching from beyond reality. CL slowly walked beside him. You have been quiet for 10 minutes. Kai finally looked away from the sky. Did you see those messages too? CL shook her head immediately. What messages? Kai froze silently. You didn't see anything? Saying audience. No. The system suddenly appeared again. Information restricted. Kai frowned. Restricted by who? No answer, of course. The system only answered questions when it wanted to. Then a new screen appeared. Main quest updated. Enter the lower rift. Reward. Ascension point. Failure. Death. A glowing marker appeared ahead. Only one street away. Kai sighed deeply. Why do all your quests end with death? System motivation improves efficiency. You seriously need emotions. System incorrect. Kai stopped walking. What? But the system didn't continue for some reason. A single word felt strange, almost personal. CL crossed her arms. Who are you talking to? Kai looked at her awkwardly. The system. You talk back to it. Unfortunately, for the first time since meeting her, CL laughed slightly. A small laugh, but real. Kai blinked, then suddenly boom! The ground trembled violently. Both of them turned instantly at the end of the street. A smaller rift had opened. Unlike the giant one in the sky, this one pulsed with unstable blue energy. Cars nearby floated slightly off the ground. Dark particles drifted from the opening, the lower rift. Kai immediately felt danger from it, but also something else, a strange pull, like Rift was calling him. System, quiet, quest area reached. The intern slowly expanded. CL stared nervously. We are seriously going in there? Kai looked towards her. You don't have to come. CL stayed silent for a moment. Then, you saved me twice already. Kai sighed. That's not really an answer. And that wasn't really a question. Before Kai could respond, the rift suddenly reacted. Dark energy burst outwards violently. His system flashed red immediately. Warning, unknown energy detected. Kai's eyes narrowed. Unknown again? The rift began distorting unnaturally, like something inside was forcing its way out. Then a hand emerged, human, pale, covered in black marking. CL stepped backward fearfully. Kai. The hand grabbed the edge of the rift slowly. The man crawled out. Tall, black cloak, silver hair, one glowing golden eye, the other covered by black bandage. Kai immediately felt it. This person was dangerous, very dangerous. The stranger slowly looked at Kai, then smiled faintly. So his voice was so calm, almost amused. You are the one the watchers noticed. Kai's heartbeat slowed instantly. Who are you? The man ignored the question completely, stunned. Instead, he looked upward towards the giant rift in the sky. Disgust filled his expression. Still watching us like insects? The system suddenly appeared again, its voice sharper than before. Identification failed. Threat level extreme high. The silver-haired man suddenly looked directly at Kai again and smiled. Oh, you can hear your system clearly already. Kai froze. How do you know about that? The stranger stepped closer slowly. Because mine abandoned me long ago. Silence. CL looked confused. You have a system? The man laughed quietly. Had? Then his expression darkened instantly. And trust me, you should never trust the voice guiding you. Kai's eyes narrowed. What's that supposed to mean? The silver-haired man stared directly into him. For a brief moment, Kai felt like his thoughts were being read completely. Then the stranger whispered, "The system were never created to save humanity." Boom! A powerful pressure exploded across the street. Kai instantly activated Void Step and jumped backward with CL. The silver-haired man remained standing calmly at the center of storm. Dark energy surrounded him like smoke. The air itself trembled around his body. Then, the giant rift in the sky suddenly pulsed red. The man looked upward again. "Looks like they noticed me." The system flashed violently. "Immediate retreat required." Kai frowned immediately. "You are telling me to run?" "System, yes." For the first time, the system sounded genuinely afraid. The silver-haired man looked back at Kai one final time. "Listen carefully, boy." The moment the watcher became interested in someone, his golden eye glowed brightly. Their suffering truly begins. Then suddenly, chains of black light erupted from the sky itself. Dozens of them pierced downward towards the stranger. CL gasped. "What is that?" The man smiled calmly. "Looks like my time's up." One of the chains pierced straight through the chest. First, strangely, he didn't scream, didn't panic. Instead, he looked at Kai and laughed. "Become stronger, or you will end up just like me." The chains dragged him violently back towards the giant rift above, and within seconds he disappeared completely. Silence returned to the ruined street. CL stared upward in shock. Kai's hands slowly clenched. His mind replayed the stranger's words endlessly. The system was never to save humanity. Then the system appeared again, quietly, entered the lower rift. Kai stared at the glowing entrance ahead, and for the first time he wondered if the thing guiding him was truly his side. The System of Higher Dimension, Chapter 5. The World Inside the Rift. The glowing rift pulsed silently before them. Dark blue energy spiraled around its edges like living smoke. Kai stood motionless, The silver-haired stranger's words still echoed in his mind. The systems were never created to save humanity. Ciel looked nervous beside him. You are seriously thinking about going in there? Kai stared at her. Honestly, every instinct told him to walk away, but the system appeared again. Main quest active. Enter the lower rift. Kai sighed softly. Right, of course. Ciel crossed her arms. You know, normal people usually avoid portals filled with nightmare creatures. Kai glanced at her. And normal people also don't follow strangers into collapsing world. Fair point. For the first time in days, Kai smiled slightly, then he stepped towards the rift. The moment his hand touched the blue energy, everything distorted. A world twisted violently around him. Space itself shattered into fragments. Ciel grabbed his arm instantly. Kai. And then darkness. Kai slowly opened his eyes, silence surrounding him. No wind, no siren, no ruined city. Only silence. Kai sat up immediately. The world around him was wrong. The sky above was black, not nighttime black. Empty black. Massive floating rocks drifted endlessly overhead. Ancient ruins stretched across the land beneath a crimson moon. And far in distance, gigantic creatures moved through the fog. Ciel slowly stood beside him. This place, even she sounded speechless. The air itself felt heavy, ancient. Like this world existed long before humanity. Then the system appeared. System, lower rift, floor 1. Objective, reach the exit. Current survivors, 53. Kai froze. Survivors? Before he could react, a scream echoed nearby. Then another. Then silence. The system continued calmly. Current survivor, 51. Ciel face turned pale. People are dying already. Kai eyes narrowed. So the rift is basically giant death game. Correct. You say things way too casually. No response. Suddenly, footsteps echoed behind them. Kai turned instantly and raised his dagger. 3-armed man emerged from the fog. One pointed a rifle directly at Kai. Well, look what we found. Another smirked. 2 more unlucky players. Kai immediately noticed something strange. These people weren't scared at all, meaning they've been inside rift before. The tallest man looked towards CL. She's coming with us. Kai stepped slightly in front of her. No, the man laughed. You think you have choice? The atmosphere instantly became tense. Then the ground trembled violently. Everyone froze. A massive shadow moved through the fog nearby. Slowly, heavy footsteps echoed across the ruins. The armed man immediately panicked. No way, one whispered fearfully. It found us already. Then the creature emerged, over 10 meters tall, covered in black stone-like armor, glowing cracks across its body like molten lava, and in the center of the chest, a giant red eye slowly opened. A pressure alone felt overwhelming. CL stepped backward in fear. Kai's heartbeat accelerated instantly. Then the system flashed red. System boss entity detected. Name the Guardian. The creature looked directly at them. Then it smiled. Boom. The monster moved instantly. One of the armed men disappeared beneath a massive hand. The ruin exploded apart. The remaining survivor screamed and opened fire desperately. Bullets did nothing, absolutely nothing. Kai grabbed CL arm. Run! The Guardian roared. The sound shook the entire rift. Kai activated Void Step and barely escaped as the center's first feast shattered the ground behind him. Debris flew everywhere. The survivors scattered through the ruins in panic. The monster chased them casually, like a predator enjoying a hunt. Kai's breathing became heavier. Even the Void Step, he knew they couldn't outrun this thing forever. Then suddenly the system spoke, different again, lower, almost warning him personally. System, Kai, hide your eyes. Kai frowned while running. What? System, now. The urgency shocked him. Kai immediately covered his glowing blue eyes with his sleeves. At the same moment, the Guardian stopped moving. His massive red eyes slowly scanned the battlefield, searching. Then it spoke in a deep, distorted voice. Found another candidate. Kai froze instantly. Candidate? The monster suddenly turns directly towards him. Even through the fog, even while hiding, it knew. The guardian raised one massive arm towards the guy. Then the system window glitched violently. System warning, the rift has recognized you. The ground beneath Kai cracked apart. Dark energy. Dark energy exploded from below. And deep beneath the ruins, something ancient slowly began waking up.